In her book, How to Talk to Anyone, Lee Lowndes describes an amazing technique that will make you look more positive and more genuine whenever you meet new people. And the name of this technique is Hello, Old Friend. Okay, so what it means, you may think. Well, whenever you meet somebody, you should imagine that this is actually one of your best friends, even if you don't know that person. Because the trick is, whenever you try to imagine that this is your best friend, it will change your body language and your posture in a subtle way. You may have a bit bigger smile on your face and you may come across as more genuine. It's a really amazing technique. And of course, you can't start a conversation like, "Oh, hello Fernando, it's been 20 years, how are you doing?" Because people think that, you're crazy. But what you need to do is you have to imagine it in your brain. You say exactly the things you would say normally. So, "Hello, my name is Jimmy, how are you doing? Nice to meet you." But you do it with this double energy because of your perception, of your thoughts. Lil is actually teaching this technique during her live seminar. So essentially what she does is she propels people to speak to each other, to have this short chat, introduce themselves, and later on she makes them aware of this Hi Old Friend strategy. Now the difference is tremendous. You can see that when people use this strategy, they are much more positive. Suddenly they have smiles on their faces. It's really amazing. And the entire atmosphere in the room changes. Now, I love this strategy and I use it a lot myself. I like to use it especially when I need to speak to high-level business figures. So, for example, when I need to speak to people who are older than me, who have higher status than me, for example, 45 years old business people who are millionaires. Obviously, it's a bit more challenging to speak to these people, especially when, some of them by nature have grumpy faces. They are very business oriented, down to business, they walk like this, they are very serious. When I use this technique, when I imagine that they are my best friends, it's much easier for me to break the ice, to create this positive interaction, to summon the positive energy, and it makes a lot of difference. We all know that non-verbal communication is more important than verbal communication because when you say something, it can be extremely important. But if your body language, if your posture is incongruent to what you are saying, it doesn't make any sense, right? So for example, imagine that I want to tell you, "I love you so much, I like you so much." Come on, you'll be thinking that I'm crazy because I wasn't congruent. My language showed that I didn't mean it. And this is why this technique is extremely useful when you travel. When you go to a place where people speak a different language. So you don't know their language or they don't know your language, or you're trying to communicate but you are not totally fluent. Because in these sort of situations, your nonverbal communication becomes even more important. When you can't really express yourself verbally, when you forget words, when you don't know how to construct proper sentences, it's extremely important how you use your body language, your posture, your tone of voice, and so on to communicate with other people. Now you may be thinking, this tip, this trick is so small, so simple. Why would I make a separate video about it? Well, I decided to make a separate video because I think that sometimes things that are very simple can be extremely effective. And this is the case when it comes to this technique. I mean, really, it can actually impact your level of confidence. Think about it. When you speak to somebody and you manage to become more genuine, more positive, you manage to have bigger smile, it's very likely that the person you are speaking to will also change his or her state. If you smile to somebody, it's more likely that that person will smile back. And because of that, you will feel more comfortable speaking to them because they will make you feel more comfortable. And if you feel more comfortable, of course, your confidence level soars. So it's a true win-win, okay? This technique is really amazing. And as I said, it's so simple. You can use it anytime. You can use it on the spot and you're going to see tremendous results. And I actually want to ask you to use it today. I don't care if you speak to your mother, your father, your friend, your boyfriend, girlfriend. Use it today, okay? Because you're going to see some amazing results.